Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hybrid Major Glitches 2023 tournament. I'm Chex Human, and I'm joined by Malmo. Hello, Malmo.
Hello, Chex. This is the losers bracket finals between Skele versus MM2. They're doing a best of 3 for the chance to face Tam in the finals.
If you haven't seen these runners before, they are excellent. They have just put so much energy into this tournament. They've been top contenders this entire time.
Skele is actually like a new player in the glitch community, but he has a lot of background in No Glitch's competitive randomizer, and it kind of goes to show how much that comes into play when you're racing these glitch modes. You can learn the glitches very quickly, and it's your overall speed that's usually going to determine how well you do.
Yeah, and so much of the gameplay is the same as in No Glitches, and so much of the randomizer essentials are the same in terms of making plays to win.
And M2 also is his background's a little different. He's been playing Glitch for quite a bit longer, but he's more known for Super Metroid, which is a harder game. I'm just gonna say it's a harder game than Link to the Past. And if you can do Super Metroid, you can do anything.
Oh yeah. True. So we've had 2 different starts already, with Skele checking Hobo under the bridge, and MM2 doing an immediate DMA to check Old Man and get a save point.
Yeah, his preferred route, he'll Death Mountain Ascent, and then he'll jump off the mountain and do something involving back of escape swim clipping. He really likes to do the swim clip early.
Oh yeah.
Because if you get a late glove, you can be getting that much later.
Yeah.
The risk of early mountain is like you can just get RNG'd into oblivion while rescuing the old man.
Yeah. So that's a little bit costly, but really only loses MM2 about 12 seconds here.
I like how you seem to have timed the Death Mountain death. Which
Yeah,
I guess would be 24 seconds now, plus whatever it took to get here.
Yeah, unfortunate, but true.
I think Skele might be climbing the mountain a different way, given the route he's taking through the woods.
Right.
He's also taking care to not take damage on the way up, because as you can see, it's dangerous, and he's not going to rescue the old man right away, which means he's not going to have the save and quit to fall back on if he dies.
Right, but going down the mountain is a lot safer than going up the mountain.
Yeah, we got someone in chat mentioning that there have been a lot of races where it seems like it's been one-sided and then someone comes back in the end. And I think a property of glitch modes is that it's easier to recover from getting randoed because of how many options you have to navigate the world. You'd be amazed how quickly people can last locate items in this mode.
Yeah, so Skele's able to check the first 2 things on the mountain. Skele saw something. And meanwhile, on Lumberjack was the cape. It is a glove. The power glove is in Spectacle Rock Cave.
Which is really funny because MM2 is working on skipping the glove to get to back of escape. And Skele will just have it.
Here it is. Yeah, this is the Tam Swam, our nickname for reverse slope swimming. MM2's got the clipping state.
He seems to be the only person in the world who knows the actual visual cue for starting this and doesn't just YOLO it and get frustrated when it doesn't work.
No. That would waste a lot of time. And Skele likes to check position with LNR. Quick swapping.
They call it echolocating.
Oh yeah.
He also dashing with the old man, which is slower, but it gives you a visual cue to follow, and it's probably faster than like tapping A over and over again, which is what most people would do in this situation. Ooh, nice going around the dead rock to avoid damage, but it makes the old man take forever. I can't believe Skele is not
Huh.
taking damage here. Those are some real jukes.
Yeah,
I
and
almost
even
think
playing it safe.
going back in the old man cave just to reset the RNG rather than to heal. Also takes a different technique. There's a technique where you dash off of here, and a lot of people find that easier because it's fewer boots clips you have to do. I find it harder because you have to grip change, but it's you can see like everyone has preferences.
So there's 300 rupees in the back of Graveyard Ledge. Meanwhile, MM2 finds the book in a puddle of water.
I think Skelly is taking the Houlihan. Oh no, I think he fixed his camera, so he'll actually
Yeah.
get whole pack of escape.
Yeah, he did.
Which means neither of them will get the Houlihan rupees.
Oh, yeah. So both of our runners now have the Cane of Burna, but no magic power. MM2 just gets a mini magic.
I think these two players both like to do Kakariko at a reasonable time, unless they're playing against Tam. Because sometimes you just have to get on their level.
Yep.
I
Okay.
think Tam and MM2, so like in the race that got MM2 into the losers bracket, they both completely forever skipped the library and it was a sword.
Oh, yeah, that
And
was
they
funny.
went swordless for like 40 minutes. And I think eventually somebody got into the library, but it was pretty hilarious how long it took them to get there. And they'd already found 2 other swords.
And Skele finds the cane in Blind's hut.
Oh, these crabs pretty scary when you have 3 hearts. So now they're in 1-hit KO from just about everything in this area. But they shouldn't get hit. MM2 also found a bottle, which means he can throw it in and get maybe something good here. But he might already have something good in there, which I wasn't looking at. Oh yeah, he does this thing. He goes back and checks the hobo from the water, from the whirlpool, which means he tends to not get Zora area until much later. That's probably why he wasn't too concerned about his rupee count.
Right. Makes sense. Skele continuing through Kakariko down to the south. Most likely we'll see a desert play next, since desert is south of Kakariko. Now it's MM2's turn to check the Lost Woods. Yeah, Skele's clipping down will not be collecting the 10 arrows.
Skele also has like double the health of MM2, which is probably all Kakariko. Another magic item Skele can't use. Fantastic. One thing Skele could have done though is fake powder. Surprised we didn't see that.
Oh yeah, that would have been interesting.
Obviously not in logic for a couple reasons, but it's something you could do while you're here. Maybe MM2 will get it. MM2 would actually have to consume some magic to be able to fake powder.
Right, that's just 2 blasts of Samaria, of course.
The one item was seen on the torch for Skele. Could just be a quick second item grab in the right side. And put off desert for, you know, his leisure. But it could also be map and compass, which always feels bad to get.
Oop. Skele does not beat the levers. Alright, how are we fighting? We're throwing blocks. I like it.
It is map and compass.
Yeah.
So rude. But what else are you gonna do? You're not gonna not get these.
Yeah. There's oftentimes something in desert accessible early.
Interested to see if there's anything in Checkerboard Cave. Because MM2 won't be able to get that.
Oop. What's next for Skele? Taking advantage of magic drop from a guard. Wonder if they're magic back.
MM2 is actually blood magic, which means a fake powder is underway soon. We're getting some questions in chat about the finals. So the finals is a little different from last year. Last year we just did like basically like a best of two, where the losers bracket finalists had to win twice in a row, which actually happened. I can confirm, so can checks. But this one we want to be a little longer because 2 games is kind of anticlimactic. So we're doing a bracket reset system this time, which means that you will play one. They will play one match. And if Tam wins, then Tam wins. But if Skele or MM2 wins, then they will do a best of 3. So it could actually be still end in 1 game, just like the last year's, but it could also go into potentially 4 games.
And how about that? At Magic Bat is the bow.
Ooh, that's a huge one, especially because both of them had access to that, and only one of them chose to do it.
Yeah, that is huge. Oftentimes we don't see a quick catch up on players checking Magic Bat.
Skele, yeah, I don't know. What would get Skele back there? It would just be opportunity, I think, being in the area of the mirror, or doing the Smith chain, or just finding another bow. Like, this could just be a bow that you don't need. I'm always a fan of just using bombs in Mini Moldrum Cave, no matter what you have. So I feel like whenever I use something like Samari or Hookshot, I always spend a long time chasing them down. But at the same time, you could end up with like no bombs left and feel bad.
That was a funny Octorok hit.
Skele's not in much of a better health situation than MM2 was here. It still dies in 2 hits, despite having twice the HP that MM2 had going in. Oh, wow.
There's one.
Yeah, that was a bold gamble on the RNG.
Skele just needed to get close enough to throw the bomb.
I think
And-
Skele felt like the longer he danced around those, the more likely he was to just like get wrecked before he could even get the bomb off.
Skele's got Burna. Let's go. And Skele has the rupees to check Zora, so maybe we'll see that. MM2 is leaving Aegina's cave, which I find surprising.
Trying to think of what MM2 hasn't done yet in this area, but I wasn't really tracking. Maybe the tablet?
Oh,
Yeah,
the tablet.
You would normally do this first, but I think he probably just forgot.
Just bombs.
Oh, he has something to do here, though. He didn't get a shovel when we weren't looking, did he? Or he did. He wants to do K4. Ooh! That's a sword that MM2 very deliberately didn't check, so he doesn't know that's there.
Mm-hmm.
MM2 continuing to surprise me by, like, still being in this area. I wonder what he's going for. He's already done South Shore. Oh, this is Zora's domain. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
But
this is like...
he's not going to have the ability to get the sword. I think he'd have to go into Fake Flipper from the Zora item and then swim to it.
Yeah, very possible.
But also, Skele doesn't get it. I think he was fine, wasn't he?
I didn't take a close look. It is very possible to just continue clipping if you get hit.
I love this area that MM2 is in. This is actually where I go to like teach people glitches. I call it the skate park.
Yeah.
There's all these ramps you can play on of different lengths.
Yeah,
this one's tricky. Like,
I don't know what MM2's strat is. I saw him going for the 4th or 5th bump, but now he's on the 3rd one, which will work.
There you go. Sometimes in these long slips, the 3rd bump is like doesn't behave, but in this one it does. I would have tried the 5th from top first, like he did.
And with this map wrap to Zora's domain, it's important not to leave this area. Of course,
I think you can't leave the area. Like, I think when you try to leave the area, you just get kicked back into it. Ooh, mushroom turned in for the fire rod, which means Skele's like definitely not getting that magic bat bow without the powder.
When leaving the area, you would usually use a down input, which would hard lock your game.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, if you are neutral, you get sucked back in, I believe.
So he's gonna go for a splash deletion. And he looks like he's gonna get it. No, he doesn't. This one's tricky.
Yeah, MM2 looks a little high for this strat too, although...
Here we go.
Okay, that's good, that's good.
Well, he starts the bow high, but then he goes down for the bombs, and that looked okay. I think he just wasn't fast enough the first try.
Gotcha.
So, despite being the last to check this, he was the first to get the sword. But Skele at least knows where it is, so if he's in a desperate sword situation, he can still get it. Maybe he'll get flippers and it'll be easy. He also, like, Skele doesn't have splash deletion. I don't think Canis and Mario can really be used in that area. For that particular delete, I don't think you have enough time.
Hey, big key. So, Skele cannot take advantage of going to defeat Moldorm at this point. Having no sword. Oh, uh-oh. Don't go left. It goes left. Skele gets deadrock blocked on the ether bridge. Alright, so this is a play MM2 can take advantage of having bow now going to Eastern. Skele needs to do an upward teleport to get around the pegs to go this way. And Skele is skillfully dodging Dactites. How about that? There's a moon pearl.
Oh my god. But it's... Oh, I'm mad.
Yeah, this is a little scary.
I mean, I'm sure that's just a bow and pod. Or a powder.
I would
Even if there
be.
was, like, the powder, you're not supposed to check Magic Bat with just the clip anymore. You're supposed to have the hammer or Moon Pearl emits.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I would be laughing if I were MM2 right now.
I think MM2 is feeling really good about himself. That Pearl, like, the bow has nothing to do with it as far as the logic is concerned. Logic doesn't care if you're double dipping this place.
Right.
It's not like Pod where you have bow locked back and you know usually you have to get a bow to get there. But like Easter doesn't care if you have a bow or not, as long as it's not on the boss.
So MM2 gets a key out of Gifted with Greenies. And Skele finds a sword. One in Paradox Cave.
I didn't pay much attention to the Harris situation. I guess because I guess Skelly got the big key because he's climbing.
Yeah, there's a big key. I can't recall what's in the basement cage, but the sword was stopping Skele before. Now he's got one. And down goes Armos for MM2. Solid fight. I didn't see the mitts. Wow.
They were mountain, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mitts are kind of freakish because like you don't have the pearl. You might be inclined to follow the mitts to a place like Ice Palace, which is pretty unsavory.
Kadongo fire blocked.
I think he just walked through them. I don't know if he has the heart pots available, but I think he has 5 hearts and it's fine.
Yeah. Alright, here's a fun teleport for MM2. Upward teleport to go north near the potion shop, but not on that screen. But we don't want to touch.
You didn't learn the Monka S dash into the hard lock transition strat. That apparently is a thing.
Yeah, I need to learn that. That sounds amazing.
Alright, he's getting his rod. I wonder what he's checking. Maybe his bottles, see if he had an empty.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Skelly just has like a fairy and a red. Assuming he has the same bottle content, so there's never a fear of dying.
Oh yeah.
In fact, he has to worry about death warping, because he's going to be doing some like escape, which might lead to death warping and doing Dark Cross. I'm into going back in. This might be a King's Tomb for him. So he doesn't have... How does he not have any of the gloves? I thought there was one in the... He just hasn't been on the mountain yet. That's
right,
actually wild. Now this check is in logic for MM2, but this wasn't the intended like way to get here when the logic was written, because it wasn't known how to get here this way.
Okay, an escape play for Skele. Yeah, just a bow. I mean, just a map in the basement cage.
Uncle before GT. Well, for Skele, Uncle makes sense. You're looking for a Moon Pearl. Your options are Eastern and Uncle and Pod.
Yeah, our runners will speed up their seed quite a bit if they can find Moon Pearl in a place where it can be. It is tempting to sequence break it at times, but does not usually lead to a time save.
No, I can attest to that, having lost a race last night, skipping Moon Pearl completely. Sometimes it's just a matter of principle.
Yes.
MM2 has some options, but I think he's probably going to want to know what the pendants and crystals are before he goes anywhere, so he'll do Hera and then drop down into the portal, check his map, and then decide where to go. I think that's usually what people will do. Sometimes people will start at Hype Cave too, but he doesn't have an easy way to get there at the moment. He can clip, he can get there, it's just a bit of a trip.
Yeah, or he could use a trick to get there.
He could use a trick. Skele successfully death warped. I must have released the fairy at some point.
And our runners have a small key in Hera, which is potentially convenient for getting into Swamp. Malmo, did you know that 3 of our dungeons are connected in this mode?
I did, in fact. They are connected in a one-way fashion. So you can go from Mire to Hera to Swamp, but you can't go backwards. But you can bring keys from Mire into Hera into Swamp, which is how the logic intends you to do it. But you can also skip the Mire step by using the Hera key in Swamp instead and hoping the Hera basement isn't anything.
Here's the glove for MM2.
And Skele is, it's funny, Skele is like so close to being able to magic that, except he turned in his mushroom, so he can't.
Right.
No, he's doing sick hit only, which is tragic. Like, if he hadn't turned in the mushroom, which to be fair was Fire Rod, he needed to.
Yeah.
But if he hadn't, he would have had the opportunity to do that here.
All right, map check. So we have Pod is green pendant, along with other pendants. Ice Palace and Swamp.
MM2 starts his Dark World with a speedrun strat for getting the bumper ledge item.
Yeah.
This is a category he runs, so he knows how to do it. Almost. I can't believe I said he knows how to do it and then had to worry about him. I don't know what the risk is there, but...
No, there's no problem.
Okay.
MM2 was just doing the inputs too quickly.
I see. Skullwoods makes sense. It's a crystal he can do.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tough because of the fighter sword, which he could have rectified by doing East of Mountain. Skele will actually have some advantage of having done like, more of the light world and found more things before getting Pearl, which can be good.
Right.
He's doing desert. We don't know what this is yet, but it is an item. Interesting that MM2 seems to be doing like a one and done route through Skull, but has the fire on. I wonder if he's hoping he finds something that makes the dungeon easier before getting to the boss. He does have some options for survival. He's the fairy and the red potion, but it doesn't really help that much with speed.
Oh, I like the use of the blue for Skele. Not enough magic, so... Oh, there's a pearl blocked bow in Skullwoods.
Well, it's not strictly pearl locked.
Not strictly, that's true. Yeah, so since Skele was low on magic, the blue potion allowed him to restore his magic meter and take out Landmo quickly. Alright, MM2's got 2.5 hearts going into the back of Skull. Ooh.
Skele going to Eastern? I think Skele is... This isn't quite last location. But... His pod is available, but this is on the right track. Unfortunately, it will be a double dip. He is doing, I think, the closet first. But I don't know if he'll continue on. I think he will, because what else is he going to do from here?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Alright, so MM2 has... You know, he has the fairy. He has a red potion.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing. I'm pretty sure... Nope. I should not have laughed.
He doesn't have the fairy? What happened
Did not
to
have
it?
a fairy.
Maybe he didn't throw his bottle into a fountain or something, maybe. I just assumed he had it because Skele had it. No, because I saw him have it. In fact, I assumed Skele had it because I saw it in his inventory.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
Skele doesn't have it anymore since
Yeah, he
he
death
warped. I don't remember what happened with MM2.
It's a little unfortunate for MM2 though, because he's in the fake Dark World now and cannot continue to village after this.
Oh, traded for a blue potion. Thank you. That's where it was left.
And he didn't use the blue potion.
Ah,
He has
that
it,
happens.
but it means he
Uses
gets
it
to
now.
retry.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the potions are better because it's like very slow. Oh, that's rough. Just a little bit off position for the mummy strat. And now he has 5 hearts
Oof.
and no magic going back in. I wonder what's in the other bottle. It might be. I hope it's another blue potion, but it might just be the red. And there's Pearl for Skele. He's continuing.
Yeah.
Surprising. Maybe he's continuing until Big Key. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't like spins on Moth. Alright, we're waiting to take one more hit, because you can always survive a hit on 3 hearts.
Look out.
Oh, spins on
Scary
Moth or
fight.
monk ass. Ugh. The thing with slashes on Moth is if you have a good rhythm down, you can prevent Moth from attacking. But with the spin, you are like spending so much time charging your attack that Moth gets to charge her attack, and that makes it a lot more dangerous.
Yeah. That's true.
But it is a
The-
lot of hits with the fighter sword.
If you are able to pin Moth against the wall, a spin oftentimes overrides a double hit. Like that.
Oh, nice!
Good way to finish it out.
It's a very well done fight. Good use of the resources.
Yeah, losing a life to Moth is a classic situation that can cause tilt, but I think our runners are going to keep calm when something like this happens.
I think a Moth death it has this sweet spot effect. Oh, he got silver. Right, we knew that. I think a Moth death has like a sweet spot of like, it doesn't take that much longer to go back in. So you're more
Yeah.
inclined to just like throw your head at it over and over again, whereas something like an ice death, you're just gonna go somewhere else and come back later.
Yeah.
But like having to farm the magic or drink your potions, like it's deceptively bad to go back to Moth, proportionate to the time it takes. So Skele has the mitts, so he's able to do. They're actually both doing the same thing. This hammerless exit. Did MM2 skip that cave? No, he's just jumping down this way. Not sure why. They're both taking interesting paths down. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Think.
Yeah. They're racing. Look at this. It's like so close to each other. They've done different things. Like Skele is behind by having to double dip Eastern, but MM2 died to Moth.
And this is the Master Sword for both of them, which is funny.
Wow.
Flippers and
Oh my
Hookshot are here.
God. It's the swamp kit. The pendant swamp kit. This was a hover seed until now, and I think MM2 is very relieved to see that hook shot because he's a keyboard player. And I'm pretty sure Skele can hover. Oh, look at this fairy! Wow!
Pretty
This is
uncommon to see.
obscure. This is like you played the game as a kid tech. Like, who knows that there's fairies there if you don't play cross keys and like know it as the fairy bonk cave or something?
Yeah.
I can't even remember to get that check in cross keys. Like, remembering that that's there in a normal seed is actually next level.
True. The arrow shape in the flowers is oftentimes releases a fairy, but
Yeah, that's usually that. Like, my instinct would be to go there, but you can still die on the way, and he was pretty low on HP.
yeah.
You can get, I think, up to 2 fairies at least. I've definitely gotten 2.
Better to be safe here, especially when getting into the dark world is tricky.
MM2 gets the second frame dash,
Yes.
no hit, and it's Quake for Meyer, which means swamp. Is in logic.
Yes.
The particular combination of, like, you can get into Hera and flood the middle, so you can skip Hammer, but also you have the Meyer Medallion, so you can unlock Swamp. It puts this all in logic.
But is Swamp in logic if a key is at Vitreous?
It is lamp locked regardless because of the old man cave,
Oh yeah, right.
unless the mirror turns up.
Right.
But you are right that it would be lamp locked because of Vitreous locking a key as well.
Okay, so both runners are in Meyer. This is still potentially a time savings advantage for MM2 having the bow.
Yeah, and you know what Skele has? He has the flippers, making that sword a little more accessible to him if he chooses to get it. MM2 has a sword available that he doesn't know about on the mountain. Who knows if we'll ever get there? I don't think anything was there besides the sword. In the midst. But who cares about those?
Yeah. Alright, MM2's done with this dungeon. Going to the boss already. Skele can't touch anything.
Skele had a problem with magic. So, like, he wanted to do torches. He didn't have the magic for it because he used it all on the spike room. He needed to because he needed it to survive spike room.
Oh.
So he's doing the second torches because there's a magic on the way, but he couldn't do the first torches.
Okay, that makes sense. I would have got the magic and then gone back, but I don't know. That might be slower. I like this.
Well, this is an item, so if Skele just doesn't need to do the torches at all, this could be faster. I'll probably do them at the end. So N2 has an easy Vitreous, except he only has 14 arrows, so he does have to aim. He can't just spam them. This is an 11 arrow fight. And Skele gets both items.
Okay.
But I think he doesn't have the key yet. I think the big key is in that torch room. Wait, where's he going? He's going to swamp.
Ah. Yeah. So.
Because he doesn't have a good way to deal with Vitreous. I understand this.
Yeah.
I'd probably be doing the same.
So MM2 will not have to double dip this dungeon for the boss. We'll see what happens here in our mega dungeon. MM2's leaving, not going to swamp.
I wonder if like both of them feel behind. If MM2 feels behind because of the moth death, and Skele feels behind because of Eastern Moon Pearl. He probably thinks like, oh, everyone has to get this pearl. There's no bow available. And I don't know if he'll necessarily like ever get the bow on bat and know that that bow is available. So he might actually feel okay about this.
It's possible. Oh, that wasn't the key dash. Time's up. Always a letdown when you can't beat the timer while clipping.
Pretty hard to get that many digs and teleport upward twice and beat the timer.
Yeah, especially going upward.
It's actually probably impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, M2 has no bombs? What happened? He gets lucky. There's 2 chances to get a bomb in this area. He gets lucky twice.
Oh, did Skele check that? I don't think Skele checked the opening chest.
Ooh, the lamp is here. That puts Swamp in logic.
Wow.
Skele could have checked it. He could have diver or like Specky clip to the big chest and then opened everything on the way out pretty safely. But that's a pretty new meta, as you probably guess. It's a new glitch. So not everybody has like caught on that you can do this.
Yeah, like Tom is saying, just dungeon items in Swamp so far, so the initial dip doesn't have any value. But completing the dungeon is in logic, like you said.
Yeah, it's a lot of investment, but it could pay out later if they need to go back in.
Our runners will be sort of calculating whether it's worthwhile as a pendant dungeon.
Also, this is potentially a hammerless seed. No, it's like an actual hammerless seed, not like a meme basement clip seed. I would want to be going to GT just to see.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's funny seeing both of our runners in the same dungeon. It's not super common to see it happen multiple times in a row.
When you're in Ice Rod Go mode, which MM2 might be in, I think going to GT is a really good play because you find out if you're in Ice Rod Go mode and you can just find the Ice Rod. And you don't care about logic when you're in Ice Rod Go mode because there's just like really no logic to it.
Yeah.
He's playing like he doesn't have the glove.
Oh.
Is he just muscle memorying like all dungeons?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
I wonder if he'll remember.
It's either that or it's like.
Oh no, no, no!
Wait,
you can't
why?
death warp. You can't death warp with the maiden.
No.
Oh, that's a bummer. He's gonna learn. He's gonna learn the hard way. So what he's thinking is it's faster to mirror than to go back out without the glove if you're not gonna use the hammer. But he's learning the hard way that you don't get to take the maiden with you. If you die, you only get to take her with you if you mirror. Oh, it's a walk of shame back to the maiden cell. We have all made that mistake once we've learned. Or like sometimes you just die because it's Thieves Town and you can just die here.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe this time he'll like realize he has a glove. And that's the sad thing is he wouldn't have done that if he knew he had a glove.
Yeah, right. Alright, Skele makes it to blind cell first.
Nope, he's still playing without the glove. Are we sure he actually has that glove?
Yeah, he got it after.
Yeah, we saw him use
Era.
the portal at South Dark World.
We get an LSD blind fight for Skele.
Nice. Preparing for the no logic tournament.
Yeah. The door is kept open during this corruption. And Skele takes down blind. So, have we seen Skullwoods from Skele yet?
No, Skele's making his way up. He hasn't gotten his bow yet.
Right.
That'll be a big moment for him getting that bow.
Yeah.
I don't think Eastern Boss had an item, but he'll probably be more inclined to go to GT because then at least he could climb if he finds the big key. And unless the ice rod is hammer locked, he doesn't have to worry about the rest.
Okay. Skele took down the two dactyls very quickly with hookshot. Alright, what's next for MM2? MM2 did take a death, so it's in Light World.
This is probably Desert Cleanup. Taking advantage of the fake Dark World to get back. He's also clipping down here. I guess he just doesn't know about the other side.
I think it's very possible MM2 was trying to take advantage of a fake Dark World ahead of time, but it just didn't work
like
out.
The Death Warp was part of the getting out of the Dark World. Unfortunately, you get this tile set, and you have to do the clip as if you're in the Dark World.
Yeah, that's a
and
funny
it's
thing.
Kind of tricky. You'll actually probably have a better time with doing it on the other side because it's a little more consistent there. You can do your regular teleports there and get away with it, but you can't do that here.
I think you can even map to change the tiles back.
That sounds right. I do that after YBAs.
Yeah.
By the way, Skele has been on 0 bombs since Thieves Town.
Oh.
It's been a very bomb poor seed. I think because all of them were in Mini Moldworm Cave.
Yeah, they were. Nice key dash from Skele.
Surprised MM2 doesn't go for Silver Strass, but he gets so lucky on this like second phase of Lambo where they're synchronized swimming. And there's bow for Skele. Oh, if this has no logic, you could dupe that bow.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be easy. Oh, MM2's lifting the rock.
Oh yeah, true.
I wonder at what moment he like realized he had a glove.
Well, good question. He had to think about coming over to checkerboard to realize it at some point around this area.
I wonder if I'll do Hookshot Cave or East of Fountain first. It looks like he's doing neither. This is GT, which is predicted. This is, I think, the best thing you can do in a seed like this is find out if you need the hammer. It's also the only, like, completable dungeon that they can complete if they don't need the hammer. The completable dungeon they can complete. The only, like, crystal dungeon they can complete. Required dungeon. MM2 is still ahead, by the way, like, because Skele hasn't done Meyer or Eastern. He has gotten the big key of both dungeons, but he has to go back in. Skele is, like, yeah, he's behind. But it's not over yet, because Ice Rod can be anywhere it wants, except Trinex. It can be in Swamp.
Okay, MM2 is going to do Tile Room now.
Makes sense. I mean, Tile Room is worth $1,000 when you're looking for big key and you don't want it to be hammer locked. It's like, oh, you're gonna check everything here. You're not gonna skip Tile Room and be like, oh, no. I guess it's either in Tile Room or it's hammer locked. I'm gonna go look for a hammer.
Hammer's in Tile Room is my prediction.
That could happen too. Tile Room is not locked by anything except the cane.
And Skele not far behind. Going to check GT as well.
My money is on Hammer and Swamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not anti-logic though. It just can be here.
This is an interesting way to do this room for MM2. I wonder what it's like magic conservation maximizing. Like he's done everything he could to come out with the highest magic bar he could. I'm not really sure why that is. Because he's not going to be doing like a burn at Armos. And he's half magic.
Yeah, there's half magic with that refill.
Oh, the shovel. Oh, that's rough. No one's checking that, right?
Why not?
Or you check it next. You do it after Swamp.
Obviously, there is a lot to do, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's a big deal to go check shovel spot over pendant dungeons.
I think Hookshot Cave is good. I think TR is good. I like to do TR without Ice Rod if I'm out of Crystal Dungeons. It doesn't really lose that much time to get back.
saw dry fire from MM2 with extra lag in that room. He probably expected to be able to fire soon.
Did MM2 look at the torch?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't get a big key, which means hammer is required in the seed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think MM2 saved magic power for east side GT, but I'm not totally sure. For the falling bridge room.
Oh, that makes sense.
Half magic made that easier.
I mean, there's like a movement you can do, but not everybody knows it, and it is slower than just using Burna.
Yeah.
So this is MM2 cleaning up Sphere 1.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get a sword. Skele has knowledge of Tempered, but he'd probably never get it.
Yeah, I don't think he will. And with this Ice Red Hunt, another sword could just show up as well. It's interesting we have no mirror yet. Of course, mirror can be anywhere it wants to be, once it doesn't feel like it needs to take us to Moon Pearl. Or Pyramid Fairy. Alright, so here is Eastern Return for Skele. Time to narrow that gap in dungeon counts.
I forgot that all this East Death Mountain stuff MM2 didn't do is like time that he's going to give back to Skele.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's part of why it was so surprising MM2 was ahead in checks. At least dungeon attempts. Even after 2 deaths.
Oh, but MM2 is trading 2 deaths for 2 double dips.
Yep.
He probably doesn't even realize that he's more than broken even on that count. Except maybe for Eastern because of how awful that bow location was if you don't fake powder. But I think probably what MM2 is thinking is like everybody gets cane and mushroom here. Everybody gets to fake powder. And Skele not fake powdering was a choice that I don't know if MM2 would even like recognize that Skele would make that choice.
I don't know. I know it depends on the runner. But yeah, I don't know about that.
MM2 is still not thinking with his glove.
No.
This is.
It's faster to get... he didn't leave though.
He didn't leave, yeah. You clip up, you walk in, or you don't walk in, you can blind check it too, but you walk in and you fix your camera and you go back down and use the rock. You're not bombing a bunch of bomb walls to get in.
Yeah. Yeah. Empty mountain for MM2. So, leaving Super Bunny, what's next? Is it gonna be TR? Is it gonna be... It's gonna be TR. Alright, this is something. I like this play.
I think Skele's getting a sword.
Oh, yeah, he's going to Zora's Domain. Can you swim clip with the flippers to that spot?
No, wait, yeah, sure you can. It's maybe.
It's
I
behind
don't
the
know.
vertical wall.
I think I'd have to check that. That's questionable.
And the level 1 sword has transformed itself into a level 3 sword.
I think you can do it. You can swim clip past the sword, and there's some land on the other side of it you can pop out of safely.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, MM2 has to be careful. He's fine. But we're at 4 hearts in Turtle Rock, which is always scary.
It is, yeah, and then like the lack of mail upgrades, and now we're into the seed is a little weird. Ooh, Skelly can make it all back with Hair Basement. He doesn't have to worry about the small key. He already opened Swamp.
Oh yeah. Huh. Yeah, that is an interesting thing. I wonder what was compelling about Swamp for Skele. Maybe part of it was the fact that he couldn't beat Vitreous.
I almost wonder if Skelly just wanted a way out of the dungeon so he could continue the route. And the way out of the dungeon for him was going to Swamp instead of just backtracking out of Mire. Nobody actually wants to backtrack out of Mire, right? You're better off saving and quitting. There's a sword here. Oh, right after he
That's so painful.
Oh, I'm so. Oh. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Well, at least Hera is cleared. And who knows, we could see MM2 do the same thing. So Mamo, are you thinking hammers and swamp in the seed?
I think it's possible, but it's also like possible that it's just here in TR. It's also in pod.
Mm-hmm. Alright. To keep things interesting, I'll guess the ice rod is in Ice Palace.
I think the ice rod is on the purple chest.
Oof. And an apparently mirrorless seed. Catfish has blue mail. Oh, here's the shovel. And the grove is 10 arrows.
Shovel, I think, was likely to have been hammerlocked, but it could have been ice rod.
Yeah, Skelly's checking it as well. Oh, is this escape for MM2?
Oh, yeah. This is another reason MM2 was in a 2-dungeon lead.
Yeah.
He hadn't done his sphere ones. He's got to eat his vegetables before you can do anything else.
Yeah. I think he's following the uncle rule. It's been 1 hour already.
And Skelly is following the Malmo rule of You're playing HMG, you should do swamp because that's the whole point of the mode.
Yeah. Alright, so Skele pulls the lever of the dam and then does a save and quit. This keeps the swamp area flooded. And Skele will be able to enter swamp without the use of the mirror.
Now remember that whoever finds Ice Rod first, Skele still has to do Mire, so he has to find Ice Rod not just first, but he also has to find it significantly earlier than MM2 to be in the lead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ice Rod and Hammer.
Skele is in a good position. Like, if he were to find Hammer here, he might just follow it back into GT, but that's... I don't know. That's fine. But he could also just, like, go to Ice from here if he doesn't find it, if he's willing to do Hammerless Ice. Because he's really close to it. Yeah, Skele opened this earlier from Mire. Which I think he did it because he needed a way out of the dungeon. And he didn't want to face the indignity of using the front door.
Oof, MM2 having to death warp with 7 hearts.
You say that's the threshold where it's faster to save and quit, right?
Yeah. It would essentially tie if this isn't done optimally.
Now, interesting that Skele is choosing to get the swamp pendant. He didn't have to go into swamp. He could have just stayed in Hera and done this.
Oh,
But
yeah. I feel...
Ice Rod can be pedestal. But I almost wonder if it would have been better to just check ped before doing any of this, just in case you can skip this slow part of doing swamp and maybe skip cold stare if you end up doing that.
To date, it's still confusing for me to know how to deal with Pendant Swamp because I'm not really sure how to go through the rooms. Because to me, it would seem like you have to go to the front, then return to the middle, and then do left side, and then end with the boss.
Skele could have the advantage if he had done this from Hera and stayed in Hera of having the big key for the big chest. But as it stands, he has to find the big key of Swamp.
Yeah. Rupees on left side. Uh-oh. MM2, what are we doing? We're scrolling.
Okay, it's not an infinite. I don't think he was gonna lose anything anyway, but it's still questionable when you do that clip over the bridge. If you splash in the water, it can be unstable.
Yeah, that was a Batcave-like maneuver. There it is. Skele finds Ice Rod in Swamp Palace. Very good play. So Skele appears to have an advantage now.
Yeah, it's an advantage, but Hammer, of course, could just be in Pod, which is where MM2 is going.
Oh, yeah.
It is official, though, that this pendant that Argus will drop cannot be required in this seed.
And why is that?
Because it cannot lock the hammer. Because Ice Palace is a pendant, and also because the hammer is here in Swamp. Like I said it would be.
You did say that. Okay, you're right. I love it. Oh my gosh. Swamp Palace came through. Oh no. Poor MM2 now is in pod and will not be finding progression. So, advantage Skele.
Yeah, pretty significant advantage here, but it's like this race we didn't know who was even in the lead until the hammer.
Yeah, this was like, and this is like a moment where both runners went into pendant dungeons at this around the same play.
And it could
Although
have
Skele
been
had a bit of a head start.
Yeah, and it could have been like Ice Rod was in one and Hammer in the other.
Mm-hmm.
And still been close, but the seed just didn't roll that way. If
No.
both of them are in the same pendant dungeon, then it's just whoever goes there first.
Alright, so Skele doesn't need anything, just needs to navigate to Vitreous's room. Going through the basement now. M2 just finding keys and such in pod. Of course.
Maybe he'll find a mirror.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
A mirror would make the Smith chain more appealing.
It would, but might make Swamp more appealing too. The thing is, MM2 has not unlocked Swamp, so still would need to go through Hera.
Yeah, it's not really any different from what Skele did.
Yeah.
It would be a much bigger problem if he had to go through Meyer again.
The Bernadashes.
Hey, it gets the 0 cycle. And in fast ROM, it'll probably be just as fast.
Well, the 0 cycle is longer because lag extends everything. Alright, MM2 is done with pod, so what's the next play? Will it be Swamp Palace? We are in the swamp area.
It seems right for Swamp. Trying to figure out where else he'd be going. But the problem is he's not unlocked it, so actually this can't be Swamp.
Yeah.
It's also not right for Smith Chain, because this isn't how you would get there. It's a Pyramid Fairy and another attempt at the swim that he tried to do earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually gonna... Does he know the dupe? The bomb dupe?
Probably.
This is interesting. I want to see him pull this off. Because I saw somebody do this in the qualifier, and it was pretty cool.
I would say I don't know how to do this, really. I think I can guess. 0. Let's go.
Let's go. I can't believe this is a thing. Oh no!
Yeah, that wasn't high enough to cross the pegs,
No,
unfortunately.
and he just didn't have the time to go high enough. You had to have good clips to beat that
Oh,
clock.
yeah. That makes sense. That's tricky.
That was tricky. I think I actually tried to do that in bingo the other day and failed.
I kind of wonder whether MM2 could have done the same transition and then kicked down.
I wondered that too. I think didn't see him kick down, but I also wasn't sure if kicking down would have been enough. But he should know how to swim into the pyramid because he's like his opener is swimming into back of escape, and it's the same thing. So I think he's just being flashy because it is really cool to be able to do that. And if you really wanted to just practically get to the pyramid, you could just like jump into the water next to the pegs, clip through that rail there, and just like swim up. It'd be easy, but it wouldn't be very fun. I wonder if MM2 actually knows the pixel for this.
So,
There we go.
okay, there we go.
He's trying again.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. So MM2 uses the setup I use, the one I learned from Tajto, and it's not very popular. But it kind of requires a particular setup. Like, I think the grass needs to be uncut or something. It's weird.
Oh, like because of the speed that you dash? Means you have to get it right first try?
Yeah, it kind of needs a first try. Otherwise, I don't know the backup.
Let's see if we can get first try this.
Oh, here we go.
Now he has like all the
Yep.
time in the world.
But it was too early.
He's too early, but that's okay because he can swim. I appreciate the effort of like, if I miss, I can just swim.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I just wish this had progression. It is possible for Mirror to be here, which is unusual.
I guess so. I can't actually see what the other red crystal is. I'm assuming it's thieves because I wouldn't be able to see it on top of the white shirt.
Just junk and the Pyramid Fairy.
Interesting to see Skele opting to go forward through Turtle Rock. But I wonder if it's because he hasn't learned the mirrorless version.
Yeah, I'm not sure. MM2 is running out of objects to throw. There we go. Both runners take the blue mail at this point. MM2 grabs his from Quickfish. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is ice, isn't it?
I think so.
It used to be that like going to Hammerless Swamp was a big deal because you had to do 2 or 3 trips into Swamp to even make it work. But now you can just spec clip. But Mirrorless Swamp is still a big deal if you're actually trying to get the pendant. But if you're not trying to get the pendant, it's really just go into Hera and go into the swamp and
Yeah.
clear it out from the inside. But I also understand the feeling of, like, my opponent would have just done swamp. So I'm gonna do ice. And I've died to
Yeah.
2 bosses.
Yeah. Overworld travel, that doesn't work out. Yeah, I was in the same position that MM2 is in, where the answer is in swamp. But pretty rough for the seed to have no distribution.
It is a little rough. From a single player standpoint, it would have been more rough to have to go into 2 pendant dungeons than to have to go into 1. So like Skele's
Exactly.
feeling great. Like he went to 1 pendant dungeon and it was like bullseye. But
Yeah.
MM2 went into the other 2. And
Yeah.
he's the bullseye. Oh, look at
Yep.
this. Are we going to open GT? Are we going to open GT? Yes, we are.
What?
It's not faster, but how often do you get to do this in HMG?
Right. And since Turtle Rock is open, we are able to get out of it.
MM2 is not able to get out of Spike Room of Ice Palace.
Oh no.
Maybe he, not sure if he goes forward, if he steals a key. He's killing the enemies, which means he's stealing a key. Stealing a key is always a good idea. I think it's always a good idea if you're doing IPBJ ice, but it's definitely really good if you're doing hammerless or... you wouldn't do gloveless anymore, but if you were doing gloveless. There it is. Skele doesn't have a way out of here, so he has to walk out, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, the uncommon conveyor peg in reverse. So the hook shot's how we get out of that one. It's funny to be there on door randomizer and not have hook shot.
That's a... Yeah, I don't even know how to get out of that. Other than hover.
I think bomb jump is a possibility.
Is it? Can you actually place a bomb, or does it just fall in the other pit?
I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there's a walk strat, Tam says. Okay. Alright, gauntlet for Skele. Nice G1. Nice RNG in G2. And in G3. Very well
good.
done.
Oh. That was good RNG, but like, it's hard to react to this Zazak going straight into the door.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with that regardless. Very nice gauntlet. On Deadland mode too. Nice one cycle.
MM2's doing more not swamps. He's doing the Smith chain.
Yeah, this is a commitment to the play. This
Makes sense. Oh, what's this? Where's he going? Did he not get every item in Skull?
I think you might be right. Because we didn't see this area until Skele did it.
Well, he can't pet check from here because he doesn't have the mirror. Here it is.
This is just 5 rupees.
Did
Okay.
he just leave both items in here? Or is he...
One item, I think.
One item. Huh. Just... Oh, he's just making his way to the Wallmaster?
Yeah.
I see.
There's the smith. So I'm MMT
Wow.
needs to save and quit.
Mirrorless and fluteless.
Yep.
After all this time. Also powderless. It's funny that powder hasn't shown up.
Yeah.
Because we've had this bow that's been behind powder on MM2's side for the whole seed.
Get him to fight for Skele. This is a tough fight. Agadoo goes down. For anyone who still wants tips on saving lag frames while we still have this available in Rando, it does seem to save 5 frames or more of lag to hold the wall while Agadoo warps at the beginning of the fight.
Also, nice fence dash. I saw that.
One more save and quit for MM2. Skele's now in the Ganon fight. And Skele does not have silver arrows. Like you said, powder never showed up, so Skele was never able to get the bow from Magic Bat. Ganon gives us the hint of Light World.
I wonder if he thinks that it's Ped. Usually, if Ganon's giving me a light roll hint at the end, I'm thinking, oh, it's got to be Ped. Like, what else is it gonna be?
Green pendant.
Green pendant too. Yeah, that's true. A little unlikely because of like if that bow was placed first, then it couldn't have been placed on Ped.
Yeah.
MM2 is mire swamping, I think. I don't know if he got the item in the lobby.
Right.
I
don't
think
know.
he might have just like god-mired this dungeon. And that is it for Skele.
Ganon is down. GG's. And we have an official time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 27 seconds for Skele.
And for those wondering, Game 2 will be on the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Is that on Thursday?
That is on Thursday.
And we have a forfeit from MM2, so GG to MM2. MM2 will be passing on commentary interview. Excuse me, Skele mentions in chat that Skele went to Swamp early. So, GG, congrats, Skele, on the win.
Hey, thanks.
I was just saying, you mentioned that you went to Swamp early. So, did that give you an incentive to return back to it?
Yeah. So I'll give you the whole story. So normally with HMG, I like to route the Dark World by starting with Death Mountain Descent and doing like a counterclockwise loop. I don't know what it was, but today I just kind of felt like doing it the opposite way. Like starting from Hype Cave and going clockwise instead, which led me into Mire so early. When I saw it was Quake and I could go in there, I was like, oh boy, I can full clear Mire already. That's great. And then as I was actually doing it, I was like, wait, this boss fight is gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
Like I'm like half dead. I have Burna and Master Sword, so like it's maybe doable. But I also have to do it in the dark, which is gonna cost either health or magic or both. So I'm probably just gonna die. So after I found both the items, I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just find an excuse to leave instead of going to Vidi and probably dying. So let's just open Swamp. Because I can't Death Warp because I don't want to leave Dark World. So I opened Swamp, and then later in the game, like just trying to find Hammer. Swamp was eventually like the only thing I could fully clear, even though it was a pretty huge commitment. But I figured I already spent the time opening the door. I might as well just go there next, because it felt like a little bit of a crapshoot between like there's Pendant Pod with no hammer, there's Pendant Ice. I could go to Turtle Rock with no Ice Rod. Swamp is at least like completely in logic, and I can finish it.
Yeah, toward the middle of that seed, we saw a few plays that did not work out for MM2, including East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, Escape, Front of Escape, and then you went into Swamp Palace. So now it was MM2's turn to pick a pendant dungeon, and he went to Pod, so that didn't have anything. So it could have been a close race if he had chose Swamp, but didn't in the end. I'm curious why. But I've been in his shoes as well, where I refused to go to Swamp.
Did he have Mirror?
No.
Okay. I was wondering about that too. Like when I found the Ice Rod in Swamp, I was like, "Oh, this is great. I need this." But also, like, if Mirror is somewhere, like it kind of takes a while to get in here with no Mirror. But then I found Hammer, and I was in Go mode. I was like, "Okay, this is actually probably awesome for me."
Yeah. And how did you feel about Pearl in Eastern Palace?
It was fine. I felt like the early game was fine, except for the stupid sword, because I don't remember how to teleport to I guess not really teleport. Boots clip to Zora Ledge.
Yeah.
Aside from that, like the early game felt fine enough.
So
yeah, I didn't. Go ahead.
Do you want to know how MM2 single dipped Eastern Palace in this seed?
He single dipped Eastern Palace.
He single dipped Eastern Palace.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so you got two choices. There's a bow in Skull Woods that you can sequence break with the citrus clip, but there's also another bow available in the Light World.
Oh, was it Bat?
It was bat. So you go into Kakariko and you find the cane and you find the mushroom. And
Okay,
he
that's
chose to do
hilarious.
magic bat, and you didn't. And he got a bow.
That's funny. I actually was thinking about that, but I don't know how to do the whatever that trick is called. Because when I
Yeah, big
started learning
powder.
glitch, I heard it wasn't in logic anymore, so I was like, okay, I don't need to learn this.
That's true. Yeah, it just happened to give MM2 an advantage in the early game.
Yeah, well, we'll teach it to you in the No Logic Mentor tournament.
Okay, sweet.
You don't get that excuse in No Logic Mentor.
Yeah, that was on my mind as a possibility. I just didn't know how to do it. I'm kind of a chronic fake powder hater in most modes.
I actually also don't like fake powder. But I think if I get like mushroom and cane in Kakariko, that's the one time I'll actually do it.
Yeah, your magic is probably already empty. I mean, mine was.
And your
Until I got popped.
mushroom is so mean too, because your mushroom was the fire rod. So you don't even get to save scum it if you are a fake powder fan.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's pretty crazy though. Finding the bow and then being able to single dip Eastern. But yeah, honestly, I feel like I got a bit lucky just going to the correct pendant dungeon in the end. I think if I routed Dark World the other way around, like starting from the north, like I would have had the bow from Skullwoods, I would have had the lamp. I definitely would have just
Oh yeah.
killed Vitreous, and I don't think I would have opened Swamp there. And then who knows when I actually go back.
Yeah. The thing is, you did have a key for Hera, and you ended up using it in the basement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a possibility if you wanted to. But yeah, I didn't realize that counterclockwise could have picked you up lamp and bow. That's interesting.
Yeah, then Vitreous would have been no problem. I for sure would have just single dipped Meyer.
Yeah, you also would have like done pod.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, that's game 1. Game 2 on Thursday. Should be interesting. It's not very many of these left, so don't miss them. Don't miss out on these hybrid major glitches races, and do give the runners a follow.
Yeah, any other thoughts on this seed?
It was pretty hilarious, I will say. When I finally went back to get the sword on Zora Ledge, that literally the next chest I opened was the other sword.
Yeah, that was the deal with the basement. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker for sure.
Yeah, I definitely need to brush up on the Zora Ledge clip.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know the trick to that? That if you clip in any amount and get hit, you can just keep clipping?
Yeah, I practiced this once like a month ago, and it like never comes up. I knew it had something to do with like you have to splash once, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I can't
super
remember how it worked after that.
broad. Like you can just YOLO stand anywhere and mash your buttons, and if you do that, you'll be in. It's super easy. And if you get hit, you can just keep mashing buttons and you'll be fine. So it looks really intimidating when you watch people do it because you probably think they're lining up a pixel, but you don't have to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that out in the practice hack before the next race. That's what I do with all these races. Like, there's always at least one thing I screw up, and it just gives me something to practice for the next one.
Good to hear. All right. Well, thanks so much, Malmo, for commentating with me. Thank you, Skele, for running it. And GG's. we'll see you in the next race. And thank you, other Tom, for tracking. So thanks for watching, everyone.